Just pulled this TRQ out of the box of totally random questions. What is a urban legend you absolutely believe, or maybe you believed it at one point in your life? Are you an urban legend person?
All of them. I believe in anything like spooky or things like that. I mean, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster. Obviously, these are real.
So why is it so spotty in these appearances? Why is it so hard to lock them down?
Because they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be found. They are master of disguises.
So there's just some intelligence there in the Sasquatch.
Very smart. They are very, very smart. Travel along the railroad.
Okay. Are we sure these aren't just like transient folks?
They're not train hoppers. They don't actually get on the train.
Got it.
But they know this is kind of like the back way. The train, we're staying out of the city. We're kind of following along this route. We know we'll find things along here.
So Nessie.
Yes.
What's the deal there then? Obviously not going along the train line.
Nessie is in Loch Ness and is just hidden and stays underwater.
Yeah. I mean, either of those things would be true as far as I'm concerned. There's been some weird photos and stuff that have come out over the years of both. So I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think Nessie 100% is real. Doesn't want to be seen and is very good at hiding.
I guess I'll give you Area 51. That thing's riddled with aliens. I don't care what anybody says. You can pretend you do other stuff there. I know there's aliens. I know you got a spaceship. I also know that there's probably aliens among us, and you probably work with them, government. Just tell me the truth.
You think there's people aliens?
I think they're walking around among us right now.
I agree. There are aliens. Area 51, probably full of them.
There's at least 3 weirdo aliens that work here right now. I'm convinced of it. Because no human would act the way that the people I have in mind act.
I agree with that portion, but I don't know if they're just walking among us.
They're here, man. They're here. The truth is out. The truth isn't even out there. It's here right in front of your face. Open your eyes.
It's here at the Y94 studio.
Half the time, I'm not convinced you're not at 8
I am not.
I don't know. I don't know. Urban legend you absolutely believe.
Well, growing up, I was always told that if you were wearing 2 different length socks, like one really high up to your knee and one really short, that was you walking around telling everybody that you were open and ready to be initiated into some kind of gang, as if you were like, hey, I'm open, somebody come ask me. I mean, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it was something I was told, but I was always just like, growing up, I wanted to make sure my socks were the same length, so I didn't want to send anybody the wrong idea.
You know, I am far from an expert on gang culture, but I'm going to go on a limb and say they probably aren't like checking out socks and going, yeah, he's the one.
I grew up in a suburb of Chicago. Now, when I'm like, it's not like I was like in the city.
You're not Fresh Prince?
Thug life,
yeah.
Okay. But we did have rules about certain colors. Like you couldn't mix certain colors and wear them because they were gang colors.
The old blue and red?
Yeah, I mean, there were certain things, you weren't allowed to wear.
Well, at least that's
but like
rooted
that was
in
the closest
reality,
thing.
Yeah.
I also think like if I wore like this shirt and this top and it happened to be those colors, they're not going to be like, absolutely not gang affiliated. I think it's like if you were trying to. Yeah, they knew.
You don't give gang vibes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
TBH. You could have whatever socks you wanted. Blue, red socks. Up, down, small socks, tall socks.
I think, you'd be fine with that.
What is an urban legend you absolutely 100% believe? And we're getting a mess of them.
Well, someone is pointing out that they've never seen Bigfoot along the railroad. And they've seen some people that could be them, but no creatures. They must work for railroad. And someone else said they believe in this one about mirrors. My mom always told me not to stare into a mirror in a dark room for too long because you'll start to see things that aren't really there. I tried it once as a kid and scared myself so badly I had to sleep with the lights on. The other morning, I was getting ready and I forgot to put my wedding ring on, so I had to go back into the bathroom and all the lights were off. And I looked in the mirror and I did get scared. It's just a weird vibe looking in a mirror while it's dark.
You know, there's some compelling stuff out there about the mirror dimensions.
It's freaky.
And there being alternative versions of you that are just staring right back at you. What if your hand burst from the mirror, grabbed the ring, and pulled it inside?
I'd be terrified. We had an old coworker who, do you remember, would say like his bathroom was like the portal to hell or something?
Yeah, vaguely.
Or it was a portal, maybe not to hell, but he said his like basement bathroom was a portal, and He terrified me.
Yeah, I mean, he painted his house out to be pretty scary. I got to tell you, hung out there for a couple of bonfires, barbecue things. Oh, it seemed like a nice house to me. I think this is just a person that probably shouldn't have bought a house in North Fargo because character homes aren't for him.
I never went to any bonfires. I was invited, but if you're going to tell me your basement bathroom is a portal,
Yeah.
hard pass. Hard pass.
It's a great way to never have visitors.
Yeah.
You can come over. You can stay a couple of days. The house is yours. There are demons in the basement. Just
He
so
did
you know.
say there was a woman. He's like, we have this ghost, this woman who walks around the house. You're just laying the groundwork to never have me come over.
Well, but there'd be little, very loose evidence that this place was haunted. He'd be like, I was doing some yard work. Buried in my yard, I found these toys. Yeah, the house is 100 years old. I'm sure some children have lived there, you fool.
No, don't you remember? And then at one point he said he heard carnival music and he did research on his land and there used to be a carnival there or something. I don't remember. It was wild.
I don't know. So you're buying into that. You think there's something going on there?
At his home?
Yeah.
100%.
I know that you are also, this shouldn't just be Amy Urban Legends, but I know you're one that demon possession scares you.
That's not an urban legend. So I didn't think that fell into this category. That's a real thing that happens.
Okay.
We don't talk about that. That freaks me out.
But based on that, you believe also in Bigfoot, too, and Sasquatch. I mean, if they're so real to you, it's not even an urban legend then.
Yeah, I'll agree with what you're saying, but ghosts and things like that, freaky. Don't even.
Your urban legend, you absolutely believe, and maybe it's just kind of a, can't wear this thing. Maybe it's something that, not everybody believes it exists. You could go a million different ways with it.
I need people from Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo to tell me any local urban legends, because there was one when I was in Illinois that there was a school bus that crashed, and that if you would put your car in neutral, the ghost kids would come and push your car over the tracks.
Well, that's terrifying.
You had to turn your lights off. You would do it at night. You put your car in neutral, and then the ghost kids would push your vehicle. And they're supposed to leave handprints on your car. My friends and I tried it. Nothing ever happened.
It would be lying if I said I remember the story verbatim. I just can tell you the location. I think the number one is Trollwood. Trollwood Park is said to have some entities there. That's a pretty common one.
For ghost hunters?
Yeah. And we've done some stuff there over the years with people where we've, Rat loved that stuff. So he'd go out there with is it EVP? The stuff that you would read stuff.
Yeah.
And, he'd get some audio where you're like, okay, this is kind of creepy. Maybe you're getting some scans, things where you're kind of you think maybe you hear a voice kind of muffled under the.
Aren't you terrified?
So he got some of that
I'm getting
stuff.
Goosebumps.
I know some people say some stuff about Bonanzaville, but I think that's just because it's, all the old buildings and stuff. You hear that sometimes.
But haunted Bonanzaville?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
I
I went there
mean,
for a wedding.
Think about it, though. I mean, you got all these old structures, a lot of opportunity for something to attach to those.
A ghost cowboy living there?
Mm-hmm. I think maybe Yunker Farm. Maybe I've heard some stuff, too.
Yunker Farm is haunted?
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, we have a cursed painting in my family. My aunt had this old painting of a little boy, and everyone in the family swore weird things would happen around it. Lights would flicker, things would move. Eventually, she did get rid of it, and suddenly everything stopped.
Do you have some sort of urban legend you absolutely believe?
Yeah, the Blair Witch. I don't mess around with that.
Okay, so you do know that movie's pretty, exaggerated. For being
No.
based on true events, I mean, loosely.
Yeah, but it comes from actual stories of witchcraft and being in the woods and turn around 5 times and lift one leg and
Take a
blink
pee.
your eyes twice and then it's supposed to appear. I don't mess around with that stuff. You won't catch me dead in the middle of the woods at night saying any kind of incantation, calling out her name, nothing like that, because that's scary to me.
That's one of yours, too, isn't it?
Yes, it's made me terrified of camping. The Blair Witch Project is such a scary movie. It's so freaky when she leaves the teeth. Oh my gosh. I made Steven watch that a couple years ago. I don't like that one.
And so that's the when your camping dreams died, I take it?
Yeah, I really was never a camper before that, but after, definitely not happening. Have you ever fallen down the rabbit hole on TikTok about the Appalachian urban legends where there's like spooky things in the woods and like creepy people and cannibals, and you got to close your blinds at night. Never open the door if you hear anything. You're going to hear people yelling for help, but don't fall for it. It's a skinwalker.
I can't say that that's in my algorithm.
Okay. Someone said, I believe that animals can see things we can't. My dog will randomly stare at a spot in the room, then start growling, and there's nothing there. I don't know what she's seeing.
That I
but
believe.
I don't want to know either.
And young children.
Don't even.
Young kids, like babies and toddlers. Have you ever seen them do that same thing dogs do, or talk to somebody that's not there? Where you're like, oh my God.
No.
Like, who are you talking to right now? The man. Oh,
Don't.
God.
Don't.
It's just a matter of time.
I mean, my cat used to kind of stare off, and I'm always like, what is he staring at? There must be like a fly or something over there. I would just tell myself.
So the cat's no longer with us. R.I.P. Ziggy.
R.I.P.
But if your son now in the same spot started being like oddly interested and staring at that, how long until you're out of that apartment?
If Brooks was staring
The
at stuff,
exact same spot that the cat used
then
to.
what, the cat would stare all over the building
So it
or
doesn't
all over
matter.
the apartment. Yeah, it didn't matter. I think if he was saying stuff like you were saying, like the man,
and
If-
pointing at the wall.
the tall man, I'd be like, what? End this lease now.
We're breaking the lease. We're
Yeah.
breaking the lease immediately. Any final urban legends?
Someone said, I believe there's some truth to the legend that if you hear your name being called into the woods, you should never answer. I've heard from multiple people who grew up hunting, camping, and they all say the same thing. If you're alone and you hear someone calling you, keep moving. If you're alone and you hear someone calling you, who would it be?
Well, first of all, why am I camping alone in the woods?
True.
I think that's my number
Creepy.
one question. But if somebody, was just like, 0, 0, and I'm just like, alone in my tent, yes, I probably will not be getting out of that tent.
Someone said, my urban legend is that if you find random shoes on the side of the highway, don't stop to pick it up because it means something bad happens there. I have no idea if it's true, but every time I see a lone shoe on the road, I think about it. You know what I think about? You and Rat told me that if you see shoes on the road, that means a person got hit by a car.
I mean,
Is that facts?
no, I don't actually remember that conversation, but I do often wonder, like, why is there just one random shoe?
I just always thought maybe like it fell out of a car.
I think somebody got run over, and they
That's
were just
what
like,
you
we
and
forgot our
Rat
shoe.
told me.
Doesn't that make more logical sense than somebody who's just like, let me throw my one random shoe?
Someone said my daughter, when she was 3, would talk to my mom who passed away. She learned my full name. She was very specific about grandma, and I believe in ghosts a little bit more than I did.
Well, we definitely veered off the idea of urban legends specifically, but I'm effectively creeped out. So thanks
Same.
for that. Yeah.